Open Public Meetings Act, a public notice of this meeting has been sent to board members, all district schools, the Herald News, the Suburban Trends, the Record, the Messenger, West Milford Town Hall, the County Superintendent's Office, the Board Attorney, Cablevision and Warwick, West Milford TV 77, and posting the administration of it. Copy of the board meeting calendar resolution were provided to all local media, Town Hall, Township, Library, and all district schools. Roll call, please, Mr. Schultz.
Mr. Sitovich? Mrs. Dwyer?
Here.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Here.
Mr. Lippy? Mrs. Marquardt?
Here.
Mrs. Romeo?
Here.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Here.
Mrs. Arcana?
Here.
Mr. Lockwood?
Here. Superintendent's report. We'll go right to the executive session. Mr. Conway, you want to?
I move to go into executive session, that the board will go into executive session for approximately 30 minutes for the purpose of conducting a concurrent appeal. The executive session minutes will not be released until such time as privilege or confidentiality is no longer applicable at 6:02. Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we'll be returning from executive session at approximately 7:30. All right. I'd like to call the meeting back to order. Roll call, please, Mr. Schultz.
Mr. Sitovich? Here. Mrs. Dwyer?
Here.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Here.
Mr. Lippy? Here. Mrs. Romeo?
Here.
Mrs. Arcana?
Here.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Here.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Here.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Here. Okay, superintendent's report of application.
So one of the items that was intended to be discussed was we were supposed to give the HIV presentation from Legal One. As you're aware, that was canceled due to scheduling conflict with the presenter. The presenter was not available. So a couple of things I wanted to go into are vacancy updates. So we've discussed these, but I just want to kind of discuss a little more about some of the positions we're having trouble filling. A lot of them are tied to special education. I know we talked about that at committee. But let me just kind of go through some of these openings that still exist. So we have a special education ERI position at the high school that we are having trouble filling. We have a special education math teacher at the middle school that we are having trouble filling. This was from an internal transfer, promotional transfer to an administrative position. We have a regular math teacher position at the high school that we are having trouble filling. We have a special ed ERI position at Apshua that we are having trouble filling. We have a replacement English teacher position that is still open. This is a short-lived one, and we have a plan for that. It's just about a month long, so that is still officially open, but we're going to be utilizing a substitute in a long-term position there. We have a .6 art position. This is one that we have someone who will be filling that role, and we are waiting on praxis scores because they actually may be able to become credentialed for that position for this school year. But in the interim, while we're waiting for that to take place, that individual is going to be filling that role as a long-term substitute. We have a Maple Road self-contained position that we are having trouble filling. We have a special ed resource room in Macapin that we are having trouble filling. This is a new position based on the numbers jumping. So that was one that, Dr. Ressel, you want to correct me if I'm wrong on that. That was one that didn't exist previously. That's very recent, right?
Yeah, that is recent, of sections that broke early in the summer.
Yeah. We have an encore teacher position at UGL. That is related to one of tonight's agenda items, so I wanted to remind you that tonight on your agenda is the discussion and the ability a motion to open up another section of second grade. If that were to happen, there would be an internal transfer. The end result would be that the position that becomes open would be this encore position that was posted as an anticipated opening. Interviews have taken place for that, and if the motion carries this evening, that would be a position that would be filled shortly thereafter. We also have a new opening of a Secretary of Athletics that we have not yet posted for. So again, several of those positions are special ed positions. The individual building principals in each case have plans or how they're intending to address those. In some cases, it is by putting substitutes in there or long-term subs in there for the jobs that they can't fill. In some cases, we have added 6-period stipends to try to cover some of the classes. But again, the individual principals were working on plans to fill some of those roles. And I know, Dr. Ressa, if you want to speak a little bit about some of your process, because a lot of those positions are in your department. I know you've been working very hard to try to find people for those. You want to speak to that?
Yes, thanks, Dr. Kitchen. So the process that we've been engaging is really, I think, not only working with the principals, but and going through the typical measures that we do through our frontline recruit and hire portal, where we will look at applicants. I have worked with my new supervisor, Ms. Blades, and the principals in all those school buildings, reviewing the applicants, bringing in, conducting interviews, multiple interviews. We've had positions that have been filled and then they have been vacated due to people that have been recommended to the board taking other positions. We've also taken the step to pursue various agencies. I've reached out to at least a half a dozen agencies for a variety of positions, and in working with the principals, looking at agencies to fill these positions, whether they're teaching positions or otherwise. So we are really doing as much as we can, going to a variety of means to bring in quality staff. And really, I think the challenges that we've experienced is do come with some of those positions being very specialized. We're talking about ERI positions, students working with students with behavioral needs, as well as content area specializations such as math. I know that was listed as a couple positions as well, and having that those unique certifications is very hard to find. So we're working very diligent on filling as many as we've had so far, and we'll continue to do that leading into the year. And then, like Dr. Kitchen said, using short-term subs and other staff to help fill some of these needs.
And related to the positions that we're having trouble filling there, one of the things that I had mentioned is that we have some teachers who have, experienced teachers who have interviewed for these positions. Some of them have come from districts with higher salary guides that they are looking to get a salary match for their years of experience. And we had told them that we think that would devalue our own staff members, because if you come in with the same level of experience as someone whose experience is in this district, you shouldn't be placed on a higher step than they are. And that has resulted in a few of our candidates turning us down when we've made the offers, and some of the positions are still open as a result. Any questions related to that topic? So the other thing I wanted to discuss was possible board docs partnership. That is something that our Ops and Finance Committee had the opportunity to receive a presentation on. If you remember, this conversation stemmed from a discussion we had a month or so ago about trying to make it a little easier that we're not all sitting here with a million papers that are printed out, and trying to improve our process for going digital with some of the things that we're doing. That conversation continued last month at our tech committee. Mr. Lippy was there. We were kind of talking a little bit about some of the options we had there. That committee meeting resulted in Mr. Winston and myself sitting down with someone from Board Docs to discuss the possibility of partnering with them and going through what some of the benefits of their program would be. We sat through a demo that we thought was really useful. We then requested an additional demo with our Ops and Finance Committee, so our committee could see how Board Docs works in terms of our ability to put together agendas on there, our ability to search old agendas. All of our archived old agendas become immediately keyword searchable. as we are looking for information from surrounding communities and what other districts are doing, whether it be something related to contract negotiations or policy updates, there's also a feature that allows us to search all forward-facing content from any district that uses board docs. I think that would be a feature that would be well received by our board. Will, I'm just picturing you being on there looking up. So anyway, I think, the presentation was well received. I thought that the members of our board who were able to view the presentation all seemed to really like it. Recommended that we put it on here for approval, but we wanted to discuss it before we came to the vote, just in case there were any questions related to that. Yes, Tara?
I was lucky enough to see the presentation, and I just wanted to say that it was very user-friendly. It will be a great tool for us as a board, but I think more importantly, it's going to be easier for the public to find information that they need of things that, we approve and talk about here. And I happened to be at the board office on Thursday after secretaries had their training, and they also seemed really positive and optimistic about how it would streamline their workflow.
Yeah, one of the discussions also, but one of the discussions that we had with them was also about sort of protection of the information that we provide. So it also offers us the opportunity, offers me the opportunity as your superintendent to share out executive updates with you in a forum that is only one-way communication. So there's no risk of any sort of accusation that there is board business being conducted through email correspondence. So it takes a lot of the information that we communicate with one another, and it makes it a little bit more protected, a little more Oprah protected, because there's no risk of inappropriate action. So I think that's really helpful as well. So there's a lot that's beneficial. Any other questions about it?
I just wanted to say I was lucky enough to sit through the presentation, and someone who is not techie at all felt very comfortable, and that it would be something that I'd be able to be able to pick up right away.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that it provides a lot better transparency for the public, so it does take away that Oprah request, because people can access most of their stuff, and we're not having to keep every time something comes up, please don't comment on this or whatever. I think that makes it, a very good idea. The other thing is that this has been something that for like the last 4 years we have seen at workshop, and I myself have felt like this is a program that we really needed. So I appreciate that you guys took it on, and that I'm all for it, and I'm all for not. I like paper as far as writing on, but after seeing what I could do where I can write my own notes in there, I'm right on.
Yeah, I think that's an important feature as well. So there's an inward-facing note-taking section. So when the agenda is shared out with you, you have the ability to take notes on specific agenda items that only you are able to view. But then when we go through the agenda, you can ask your questions in this forum to be discussed. But again, it's Oprah protected, because it's not something, you're not sharing your comments out. Nobody else can view those things. It's just for you as you're kind of going through and doing your homework on an agenda prior to a meeting. So, any other comments from people who saw it, or questions from those who did not?
I'll make a comment really quickly. I agree. I also was very happy, and I didn't think I was going to be. I didn't have high expectations, really. But I will miss, if we do get that program, I'll miss the funny faces with Andy's, remember, don't comment emails we all make. But right now, Terry just said, it's easy, even I can do it. So that's a positive. And the other thing that blew me away was, I don't remember the number, but I just anticipated it being a lot more money. And when I heard the number, I was like, oh, that's like...
Yeah, I believe it was $11,000.
Very inexpensive for what I saw on the screen. So I just feel like it's a win-win for the community and for the board, Yeah. Yeah, I saw so many benefits, and I'm also a paper person. I take so many notes, but when you're a board member, really, do we need a whole 3 file cabinet in our own house? No, it would be awesome to not have that, So there's a lot of really great things about it.
I think, and obviously it's on the agenda with the dollar amount attached, but I believe it's $11,000 annually, and one thing worth noting is that we are locked into that price for life. So if the price starts to go up, when we still get the $11,000 annual price based on being members of school boards, because they've got a pre-negotiated price, so our onboarding price is our price forever. That's all I have for you this evening. Again, the HIB training is not going to be happening, so we can move on from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kitchen. Director of Education's report, Mr. Novak.
All right, as I mentioned in the past, we are going to see some reports from a few of our summer committees at this meeting, and then we're going to see the rest of them at the September meeting. So I guess I'm going to start off with introducing Dr. Ressa and the AAC committee. Thank you for being here. So you can go first, so you can leave first. Do we need to move? Is there going to be? Is there any slides?
Great, thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to do a brief introduction because, again, the work that was done by this committee was really tremendous, and I want to thank them. I'll do some introductions here. Joining me is Stephanie Janetz, one of our speech therapists, and Lauren Treddy, one of our speech therapists in the district and the Department of Special Services. We were very fortunate, and again, I want to thank Dr. Kitchen, Mr. Novak, the Board of Education, for the chance to present on what was a really exciting committee that took place this summer. It's our AAC committee, or Augmentative and Assistive Communication Committee. This was a committee that was devoted to spending time looking at how we can help our students with special needs that have communication challenges be able to use various technologies and create processes and procedures in our district so that we can streamline a few things, work with our technology department, work with our staff, and making sure that there's some training and opportunities for growth, but also really coming up with tiers of intervention and also just different ways that we can really streamline processes so that the students that need devices, need this type of assistance, need these supports, can really have what they need. And again, it really just adds to our department to be able to do some great things for students. So I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie and Lauren to share a little bit about it some more. We have a handout or two. And then as you see on this presentation, these are all links. These folders are links to different things that we may point out as we go through. But I just want to thank them for their work and for being here tonight.
Hi everyone, thank you. So we came to Dr. Ressa in the spring and we were like, we want an AAC committee, and he was in full support of it. And what it was, we wanted to work collaboratively, so our committee included a speech therapist, a teacher, a CST member as well, and we started with developing an action plan. So we kind of looked at where we were now as a district, and we kind of realized that we weren't able to intervene as speech therapists as quickly, and it was because we didn't have, vendor or evaluator options that we were aware of. There was wait time, a lot of wait time for students to get devices, and we wanted to be able to kind of jump into action quicker.
And then we started looking at where we'd kind of like to be after all of this. So we'd like to allow for more in-house AAC evaluations to be completed. It's a little bit faster of a process if we do it in-house. It's a little bit faster working with technology to kind of get our kids up and running more quickly and more efficiently. And then when it's appropriate for our evaluations to be sent out, making sure that those outside evaluators are equipped, understanding our students' needs, equipped with working with multiple different kinds of technology, and can really provide our kids with the best options out there. We wanted to create a protocol to decrease miscommunications and inconsistencies in procedures, so everyone on the child study team's on the same page, all the speech therapists are on the same page, special education teachers are on the same page as well. And then we wanted to have a sort of central location for the child study team and the speech therapists to access all of these sort of forms, protocols, technology, communications, and have everything kind of be in one central location.
So that's when we kind of everyone took action and had a responsibility, and as a speech therapist, we kind of put together protocols, tiers. We included the teachers because that's really important. They're the ones implementing it on a daily basis. From CST, we made sure that, what are our vendors, what is available. So we kind of broke it down, and everyone had their jobs and met within their disciplines, and then we all met together as well.
And then after meeting together and kind of coming up with some of the plan that we'll go into in a minute, some things we're looking to in the future are more training for our AAC devices, so both for our parents and then also for our staff, teachers and aides, discussion on how to approach technology and ensure that devices are being received and distributed and make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Posting some information on the school website under the staff information tab so that everyone, again, has an easy access and knows where to access it. And then ordering devices to have in-house, so having each speech therapist having a device, possibly having some devices floating around the classrooms to allow the therapists to provide interventions quicker and more efficiently.
So with that, our next plan of action, we made AAC tiers, and the purpose was that is because there's a very big misconception that there's prerequisites to AAC and having access to that, and that's not true. So we really wanted the whole district to see how you can help students. And this doesn't include students who just are nonverbal or not able to communicate. You could have a child who could speak in full sentences and just need that visual support. So we came up in your packets, it's the second page with AAC tiers. So tier 1, it just kind of goes over the tools and how you can access it. So we picked a communication board that kind of would be accessible for all students across age levels and grades, so that we're all on the same page, and then as well as like visual supports and things that teachers can implement that don't usually cost anything, that are available to them. We also kind of put how they could access it, and then each person's role. Sometimes it gets like, everyone thinks that it falls on the speech therapist, but it really falls on everyone because it's used every day. We use communication in all settings. So we have all trainings and further information that people could access on tier 1, and then we went to tier 2.
So tier 2 and really tier 3 are looking at our students that we feel like need a little bit more than just what the general classroom interventions can offer. So having access to a variety of communication applications, so we have Touch Chat, ProLoquo, TD Snap are some of the more common ones. Meeting together as a team to complete this consideration guide that we've adapted from the Wisconsin Assistive Technology Initiative, or the WATI, and then moving even a step forward into the actual evaluation process for those students who may need their own individual device.
And that's where we came up with an AAC protocol. We give you guys the shorter parent-friendly version of it because it's pages long. But we also made the parent guide for it because hearing AAC, you don't know what that means. So we feel like it's, the communication has to be for everyone. So the parents have to be bought in, the teachers, it's a whole truly team approach. So we just kind of made a user-friendly, it's on the front guide so that the parent is involved. We want them to be involved. Usually devices go to school and go home. So this just goes through the whole process so that is an open communication. Parents understand what we are doing.
So that wraps up our presentation, and again, I want to thank them for all their hard work. The committee did a wonderful job, and what's great about, I think, the work that was done is that it's going to continue. We have professional development that planned for our in-service and other activities that we're going to be doing that it's going to really, again, promote that team approach for our families, our staff, and really help our students with these communication needs. So thank you.
Great job, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Estes. Great job. Can you run, what is it, committee, AAC?
AAC. Augmentative and alternative communication.
Doesn't roll off the tongue, so I've been saying AAC, and I heard Mrs. Romeo ask, what is AAC? And I couldn't wait for you to say it again because I didn't want to botch it.
Very, very good. I knew that was cool. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Thanks. So just a little, I probably should have started off this way. When we proposed our summer committees, a request from request from our trustees over the years has been to see a little bit more of the committee, a little bit more of a living, breathing process for showing the work product. So that's how we started, and that's how we proposed our summer committees this year, was with the expectation that at the end, we're gonna come to the board meeting, we're going to present a little bit about what we accomplished, and then we're also gonna make sure and follow through with the turnkey steps to making sure that our staff members are aware of the work that we've done this summer. So thank you for being here, appreciate it. So you wanna just do Aptua character, and then we'll go into report card? What are we queued up for?
It's a new fancy remote. I hope the slides are bigger than this because I can't see them. The report cards they're formatted for real time.
So why don't you start off with report cards, Rob?
It gets, as I tried to make the font bigger, you lost words. So I made it as big as I could, but we can send you an electronic version if you want. I looked at it as like, give you a magnifying glass and a flashlight, right? So flashlight too. Yeah.
So just a little overview. The Elementary Report Card Committee has been a standing committee. I'm going to put a date on it, probably going back to 2015, and I think that it was around the time period where we transitioned from the traditional report card that had letter grades for all students in all grades to a more standards-based approach. At the time, we looked at samples from districts from all over the area, Bergen County, Morris County, Passaic County, and we found report cards that were a little bit more of a hybrid. They weren't strictly based on standards. They were based on skills and competencies and the standards. So that's what we have. That's what our current report cards are. We've had a number of projects that we've needed to complete over the years. So this committee has been called to action on a number of occasions. Just a few examples were when we needed to, when we wanted to add independent reading level to the report card. That was a reason why we came together, and that was many years ago, prior to our current process, where we are now updating our report card to reflect the two new significant changes we've made in elementary program, which was our math implementation for this year in year one, and next year we're going to have a K-5 replacement for our language arts program, which will be year one starting in September. Our report card needed to reflect the changes that are being asked of our students and our teachers, along with the implementation of new state standards. So we checked a lot of boxes this summer. Last year, as we looked to revise the report card, we hadn't started the implementation process for the new math program just yet. The state was still in limbo for what those new standards were going to be for mathematics and language arts, so we didn't revise the report card as we implemented our new math program. We simply shaded on the report card, so there were areas that a teacher would grade in one marking period that now changed. So we just made some minor tweaks to our process last year, and this year was a complete revision for language arts and math. And our committee consists of representation from all grade levels in all schools, led by Dr. Swartz and Mr. Kane. So they do a great job, and Dr. Swartz is here to talk about some of our final products. I know you passed around packets. Everyone should have copies of our update for this school year.
And reading glasses and magnifying glasses. We can provide those electronically as well. They're formatted for real time. The urgency for starting our committee work so quickly in the summer was real time as a July 19th deadline for revisions for the following school year. You can't submit anything after that time for a revision for the report cards. So it's formatted that way. It makes it very tiny. I tried to make them bigger. You can see it kind of wrote over the shading. It won't look like that on the report card, but we can get you digital copies if you want to dig a little deeper into that. We had cross sections, as Mr. Novak said, each school sent representation to the report card committee, and we tried to find someone in the primary grades and the upper elementary grades from each school, so they could kind of work together with the different things they observe between the buildings, as well as
their work with their peers to kind of articulate what we're looking for to see. I don't know if I can click it with the remote. I have 2 links in there for ELA and math. What we did was we took the new standards from the state. We have a state presentation of the standards where they broke them all down, and we really sat and analyzed each content area against the standards to truly reflect a standards-based report card. So we pulled the language and replaced wording to actually align with the standards, almost using their exact same language. So when we go through our content areas, we're actually meeting the state standards, and parents are seeing then how their child compares to that standard. A large portion of our work was really with math this summer. After we worked through the standards, we took a look and then aligned the standards to Eureka and to the Conquer Math work that we did last summer, the pacing. So we took each standard, altered the shading, and then built it around the Eureka pacing and the modules that we had. It's very difficult to do that projecting wonders this year. So we built a standards-based report card based on the timeline from the state, and we took a look at the scope and sequence of wonders. We had to guess that we would be on pace with the way they're presenting it, but we won't know till next year. So after we met the first half, then the second half of our meetings were to really refine that language, make sure everybody was comfortable, then pass it between grade levels to make sure everybody was comfortable with what the student the year before was being reflected, their work was being reflected on. In looking toward where our work needs to go with the report card committee, we're hoping to meet a few times during the school year to revisit the math standards that we outlined against Eureka and just make sure that what we as a team with the report cards did accurately reflects what's going on in the classroom over the course of the year, and take some notes in case math needs to be revised yet again next summer, so we have that ahead of the deadline in the school year. Then we're going to have to do the same work again for wonders. We're going to try to work on it periodically throughout the school year, so maybe at the end of trimester 1 we can start to check those standards and see how they aligned with the progress we made so far, but we'll probably need a little bit of time next summer to make sure wonders it's completely aligned with the report card for the following school year. The benefit that we saw from having the cross-section of teachers from each building is they can really gather some information from their colleagues about the report card before we go into the opportunity to do more revisions for the following school year, and make sure everybody really has an equal say and representation in the decision-making process. Again, I apologize for the size. I needed my reading glasses to even see it on the computer.
I have a quick question. So if it's,
sure.
I know you don't have this in front of you. So, like if it's crossed out, that means that you're taking that out for the upcoming year?
Correct.
For instance, like speaking and listening for like 3rd grade and above. That's not going to be on report card next year.
Correct, because it's represented in a different way through a different standard.
Okay. I was just curious if that's what that meant.
Yeah, so if it has strike-throughs and replacements. Again, the digital copy makes it a little bit easier to see because it's in red and the strike-throughs are in black. We took all of the tiny little criteria that were in the report card and made them into the standard. So speaking, it is part of a different standard, and it's clearly in the language used. Thank you. The staff that worked on this worked so hard. They were so excited. They truly wanted to come away with a standards-based report card that they just were tirelessly digging through and came up with a really, really wonderful document.
We have our Encore committee is working this week based on the work from this committee to make changes appropriate for our Encore progress report for both ELA and math, and that progress is going on. They're working right now. Their work was contingent upon this. You also see shading on there. That's common, where it's not assessed in a certain trimester, but it will be assessed later on in the year. I think we had to make a few changes in that regard. The rollout for this will be our teachers' first reporting day. So this will be part of our elementary principals' first faculty meeting on September 3rd. And they're going to be working with us, throughout the rest of the summer to talk about how to present this and when we communicate and share this with families. Right now, it's still in the process of being adopted into real time, so that when our staff log in for the first time, when they receive their access to their roster, they'll also have the ability to see these report cards, but they'll be getting all of these in paper form and talk about the process on September 3rd.
Okay, one thing that came from the staff when we finished this work was they like the idea that this is an always updating and ever-changing way to assess students. So their work is so important because standards change, our programs are changing, kids are changing, the way we're delivering instruction is changing. So they really valued the time, and we're very grateful to have the opportunity and the hours they did to really put something together that accurately reflects where the district is going with the state standards.
Question. This is K-5?
K-5.
K-5. So the report cards above that, I mean, how are they going to transition when they go into a different style report card when they're going into the upper grades?
So we do have a transition year in 5th grade. So when we started, I refer to the year 2015, that was the year we began replacing the traditional report card with a standards-based hybrid sort of process. In that, we also took letter grades away from the younger grades, where now they have indicators 1 through 4, below grade level expectations, approaching on, that sort of language, which is consistent with state standards, which is consistent with NJSLA and many things, many developments from the state since that time. In the 5th grade, students are still receiving letter grades. So that is a transition year for them. We prepare our students for, this is your first year getting the letter grades. We thought when we originally set the goals for our K-5 report card, we were eventually going to have K through 5 on the 1 through 4 scale. And then I believe with some conversations, with some parent feedback, with some, educator dialogue, we decided that, when we moved the 6th grade to Macapan, that it was important for us to have that transition year in 5th grade to have that approach. Our middle school report card will also be in review this year, so that's like the next step for middle school, especially for math and ELA, because we have changes to the standards, so that'll be reviewed. Our mathematics supervisor, our STEM supervisor, Dr. Belzer, myself, and the Macapan Math Department will be looking at a replacement program for Macapan Mathematics. So this will be embedded in that work. How does our change in program relate to our change in assessment? And then that's how the Macapan program will change as well.
And when you peek at the 5th grade report card, it'll have the letter grade, but then we did revise the language underneath the number and letter grade to reflect the standards. So they'll still get kind of a little bit of both in 5th grade. They'll get the standards, but they also get that letter grade preparing them to go to Macapan. Any other report card questions? I'm just a font problem tonight because you can barely read the slide too. So, right. Apshua, this year you approved our character committee to work together over the summer. Again, another cross-section of teachers. We had special area teachers, special education teachers, and general education teachers make up the committee to make sure we're reaching all of the students in a way to build all of the SEL lessons in, as well as the pillars of character that we all value, and meet our mission statement and our full value language. So Apshua, as we all know, went through a bit of transition over the past 2 years with Dr. Shalari leaving, then some coverage, then me coming, Maple Road kids coming. It was a lot of change, a lot of programs have changed there. So we decided it was a good year to really sit down, evaluate our branding, evaluate our SEL. We're piloting second steps, so we wanted to make sure we were using that in a fluid manner as we move forward into the next school year. Biased, but what a phenomenal group of staff members I had working together this summer. We had a lot of fun, while we also got a lot of work done. So we met 3 times with this cross-section of teachers to really drive where we want to go over this school year with our social emotional learning, our character development, and our character programs. So they're going to then turnkey their work. In probably our first PLC meeting, we decided that the first faculty meeting and the first 2 days of school is not the time, considering we have wonders, we have changed some of our work in Eureka. It's time to get ready for the start of the school year. We have our kickoff. They'll just kind of kick off our new brand, which you'll see on the next slide. Not new, my PTA made me promise, not new, our new and retro looks of our brand. But we'll kick that off on the first day, and then we'll really dig into the character development for our PLC time. So our final product was some theme days, some building of school spirit. You can't see it really well up there, but we have a new Hawkeye. We have our new actual logo developed by Mrs. Capizzoli, the building aide in our school. The PTA has a new board this year. We're really going to dig in building that communication, that community, and really the partnership between families, students, and teachers. So we're looking to have our school spirit days become a prominent figure in our weekly existence over at Aptua, where we'll be doing Fridays. Everybody will come in nice and ready in our black and gold and Aptua gear with all of our full value language t-shirts, which connects to our character theme, our character teams work on Fridays in our school. We're also looking to build a stronger partnership with our new PTA board. So they're getting involved in some of our character programs and social emotional work, especially through our clubs. We have parent volunteers starting to facilitate the clubs with the teachers so we can have parents in school more. We found that that's something really, since the dreaded word COVID is lacking. People are not coming into the schools as much as they used to. So that's a big driving force between some of our decision-making, club selections, and our PTA involvement. We're also looking to coordinate Second Step a little bit more into our Friday character celebrations. We have a Friday end of the month character assembly where students are awarded their character awards that are recognized by all staff members. So we're going to be highlighting that a little bit more by having the staff members potentially give out the awards. They're all identified. The custodian picks out a child, the main office picks out a child. The only one that doesn't is me, because I don't have favorites, right? I don't pick the child. I get to just take the pictures and congratulate everybody. But we're going to be trying to be bringing more of the full school community into our character development and tie those programs to Second Step. What we did find is that we have a lot of good work already happening that just needed its place and its alignment. So it was really a very positive experience. Again, another phenomenal group of staff members to be working with, and a lot of fun that we're going to have with the kids all school year. Does anybody have questions for me? It's all there? We are for sure. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Schwartz. And that's it for, we're going to have a long meeting in September. We got a lot of committees, including our presentation for the new language arts program. So September 17th, pack a lunch.
Thank you, Dr. Novak. Thank you, Mr. Novak. Thank you. I just called you Dr. Novak. Thank you, Mr. Novak. Honorary. Special reports and correspondence, Mr. Schultz.
Sure, we have the minutes for the July 9th, 2024 special meeting and the executive session for that meeting, and also the July 16th, 2024 regular public budget hearing meeting, and the July 16th, 2024 executive session.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed?
I need to abstain on July 9th, on the 2 9th meetings I was on present.
Mr. Schultz, I'm abstaining from everything.
President's report.
Hold on. I just have to check my schedule real quick. I don't think I was at July 9th.
Okay.
1 second, sorry. And 16. I abstained from the 9th. Yes, to the record.
Sorry to rush you. Should I do anything else? Okay. President's report. So I just, nothing really to report. The end of the summer is coming, so I just wanted to wish all our families, staff, and students a good end to the summer and a welcome to the new school year in a couple of weeks. It's hard to believe. I can't believe that the summer is actually over. So wishing you all a wonderful end to summer and a great start to the 2024-25 school year in a couple of weeks. And that would be it. Public comment. And this would be on agenda items. All speakers will have 5 minutes to speak until a period of 30 minutes transpires. Before speaking, please state your name, group affiliation, and address for the record. Members of the public who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be recognized by the chair first. After speaking, all speakers are asked to sign the register provided and give their full name, group affiliation, and their address. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. All speakers are expected to have read the statement within the agenda regarding the regulations concerning public comments. Members of the public are reminded that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Mr. Schultz, did anyone sign up to speak?
No, there's not.
Is there anyone that would wish to speak?
Move to close public comment.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Dr. Kitchen, are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, there are. Under personnel, Carol Tefero, the very last line under the note, salary may be adjusted pending the completion of contract negotiations, that can be crossed out.
On what page is it?
I'm sorry, on page 9. That language was in there before, that language was in there in error because this leave replacement is not long enough to go on guide, so it doesn't have any impact on contract negotiations.
Okay.
Can you just repeat that, what's being struck from the agenda, please?
If you look at the last line under notes, it says, salary may be adjusted pending the completion of contract negotiations under Carol Tefero, but the leave replacement is not long enough to go on guide, so the rate is $250 a day, and it's not subject to contract negotiations. So that note should not be in there.
Okay, thank you. You're just
Under personnel, item number 21, there are 2 additional names to be added to that list. Those names are Ava Dragonette, a teacher, and Olivia Warnett, a coach. Under item 27 on personnel, there was a typo in the account number, so the account number is just being amended. Let me read the account number, it's a long one, okay. The account number is 11-150-101-10-10-000. So the difference in there is just the after the first dash, instead of 401, it's 150. Did I get that correct, Mr. Schultz?
Yes.
We also have a change on item 38. The name on item 38 should be replaced with the name Whitney Lawrence. And then I also have hand carries. So there is a hand carry in education. Have the hand carries there? Okay, number 18. And then there's also hand carries under personnel, 59 through 62. And that is all.
Thank you, Dr. Kitchen. Could I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented with the corrections?
I move to adopt the agenda, the amended agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, education, Mrs. Dwyer.
Okay, I move to approve the following recommendations of the superintendent, items 1 through 17, and hand carry number 18.
Second.
I just want to point out, item 1 is the section that was discussed at Education Committee, so please just be aware of that.
Any discussion?
I did want to discuss, just to get it out to the public, the loss that we suffered in this year, because it really has hurt immensely on some programs. And I think the public needs to be aware of how the state is adjusting on the backs of everybody else. So that's just my own statement there, but we did lose almost $200,000. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about.
Just Title I funds?
Yeah, the Title I. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for comparison's sake, I just have it written here for Title I last year, we received $424,451 was our original allocation, compared to this year's allocation of $192,871.
That's a dramatic cut for us, so I just wanted to make sure that's noted.
Any other discussion?
Just to comment on that, we launched the parent portal this past Monday, and we did something different than we've done in the past, and there's recommendations from people smirking around the table here. We fantastic turnout with what we get. We more than tripled. Are we having a bigger number now, Mr. Schultz? We more than tripled our completed applications for free and reduced lunch with the process that we followed with the opening of the portal.
The process was great. As a parent, the process was easy. I'd also really like to thank the HEF because they kept blasting it out all over social media over and over and over. But the process was very easy, and it's something that we've talked about for years. I think exactly what we did, Linda recommended like 3 years ago, which was to have a little thing and have the button and you could fill it right out. And then Miranda recommended it this year a little bit differently, but it was great. So I think we'll have more and more people. And I give that shout out to the HEF because I think what they have done, each one of those board members putting it all over social media, is taking away the stigma of the entire thing too. Is that every family, if everybody fills it out, then everybody fills it out. There's no, and that's what being a community can sometimes really be about. And if they're trusted members of the community, then people, are following their social media. So I wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Yes, Mrs. Ricano?
I just wanted to say I'm really happy that we have that second section going into the second grade at UGL, because I don't think as a board we can ever go wrong with investing in our kids. And I'm really happy that it made it to the agenda, that it's up for a vote. I truly hope it goes through.
I do have a question because we have number 17. Would that be a separate vote or no?
No.
If you have a vote on that item that is different than your vote on the rest of them, you're able to speak that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion?
Just,
Okay. Oh, Mr. Lippert?
sorry. First off, yes, second grade up River Lake, and to those parents that came out and brought it to our attention, I thank you. And thank you very much for, looking into it, getting that done. It's a shame on the Title I grants. I agree with you. I'm very, very happy for the free and reduced lunch that you've gotten that many people to come in. But I think we can still push it a little bit hard instead of getting, however many other people we got, more people to fill it out and just give more information.
Yeah, so that was step one, and, Dr. Schwartz is here is a perfect example. Just give a little shout out to what she accomplished at the Aptua school this year. Aptua lost their title status 2 years ago, and Dr. Schwartz was relentless this year in, chasing around, and not just chasing around, and I say that jokingly, but sharing information, and that's, and she did help me when I created that title, free and reduced lunch application specific school messenger, was taking some of the comments from how she accomplished that work at Aptua, which was highlighting, the multiple uses far and beyond just the free and reduced lunch, the waiving of fees, the waiving of athletics fees, the, testing accommodations or the testing break you can get on AP tests and SAT and those types of things, College Board, along with the, highlighting, and that's, the work of Mr. Schultz's office, highlighting the confidentiality and the security of the process. So that's one thing that, Mrs. Romeo referred to, stigma and those types of things. It's a very secure and safe process that honors confidentiality. And then, also the benefits to the school district. So one, not only does it benefit your family, but it benefits all of us collectively. And, so I agree. So it's a process that doesn't stop now. It's not we do it now and wait and see. This has to be in every principal's message. This has to be continued beating of the drum for us on a district level. And then when we check our numbers again in June, hopefully we've, have more schools eligible. The one frustration of it is that the funding that we receive isn't always contingent upon the amount of applications that we submit. So our cut in funding wasn't necessarily related to a drop in applications. Our application process, our application submitted last year with a couple up and down here and there, was relatively static for what we've submitted year over year, but our funding got tremendously reduced. So that's the frustrating piece of it, is that it's not always gonna, it's always a benefit to the family who fills it out, but it's not always a benefit directly to us, depending on what the state budget comes up with, or the federal budget comes up with in that particular year.
And I think to speak to that, the feedback the state gave to districts that were receiving significant cuts was that it was based on demographic changes, and that, again, that's not necessarily related to the free and reduced lunch applications. However, that doesn't change the fact that more free and reduced lunch applications being filled out will likely result in more being approved and accepted, which can only serve to help us regardless of what the demographic numbers suggest for our Title I funding.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call please, Mr. Schultz.
Mrs. Dwyer?
No on number 17, yes on everything else.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes. Sorry.
Mrs. Racano?
No on number 17, yes on everything else.
Mr. Sitovich?
Abstain on 17 and yes to the rest.
Mrs. Romeo?
No on 17, yes on everything else.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
No on 17 and yes on the rest.
Mr. Libby?
Abstain on 17, yes on everything else.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Abstain on 17 and yes to everything else.
Mrs. Lockwood?
No on number 17 and yes to everything else. Okay. We're rejecting the insubstantial.
No, I just want to make sure that that's what's in
You want me to confirm that with everyone? Okay.
Yeah, but you're okay.
Okay.
You could still speak.
No, I don't think we're looking at, my understanding is
Mr. Schultz, can you change my vote to the no to 17, please, and yes to everything else under education? I'm sorry, I misread that.
That's why I asked for the,
just so we're clear, where we're checking for the findings on number 17.
correct.
Yes. Personnel, Student Affairs, Mrs. Van Dyke.
I'd like to move item 1 under Personnel, Student Affairs. It is a lengthy motion that has multiple on here.
Second.
Any discussion? Yes, Mrs. Regano?
I just want to tell Dr. Kitchen and his staff, thank you for filling as many positions as you have in the interim. I know you put off a laundry list of positions that are still open, but clearly we're doing everything we can to fill these positions. So thank you for doing that work.
Thank you. Yes, that has been the top priority every single day, and we're still not done.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please, Mr. Schultz?
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Yes.
Mr. Sotovich?
No on 52 and yes to the rest?
We're just on.
I'm so
It's number 1. It's just number 1.
Yes to number 1?
Thank you, Mr. Sotovich. Mrs. Jurgensen?
I didn't use that finger.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mrs. Ricano?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mr. Lippy?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes.
I'd like to move items 2 through 62, with the hand carry is 59 through 62.
Second.
I have something.
Any discussion? Mrs. Van Dyke?
First of all, I want to thank all the PTAs that are funding these clubs, because these are so needed, especially in the elementary buildings, and I totally appreciate them. I hope they know how much we appreciate the fact that they're out there for our kids, because they've done without clubs for a while due to COVID and different things, and looking at them tonight makes me just so happy for our kids. And second, I'm very unhappy because Kathy Rita is leaving. She has been an asset to our district and a good friend, and she will surely be missed in the athletic department. I wish her well, but I wish she wasn't leaving. And I thank her for all the years of service in the athletic department and many years as a parent that did Odyssey of the Mind and different things for our kids. So I just want to say thank you to her for all of her years. She definitely will be missed.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mrs. Marquardt?
It would be really wrong if I didn't thank Catherine, considering she happens to be one of my best friends. But I don't know that people understand with the Secretary of Athletics, when we did the DUI reenactment,
and all the different things that were part of her job, and just what a huge role she plays in the building and in the district, not just maybe specifically athletics. But she has enormous shoes to fill, and my condolences to Mr. Trenicosta.
Anyone else? Mr. Lippy?
Number 52, can we split that? I'm getting a bunch, okay.
You want to split?
I'd like to make a motion to split 52 to A and B.
What do you mean, A and B? Can we vote for
Student
one,
people.
and, like, can you split?
You can move it, divide a question, a resolution.
Hang on, there's actually a motion, I think. So either somebody second it, or, and then we can have a discussion. Am I right?
I mean, you did make a
You
motion.
made a
so
motion.
Someone
So
needs,
I'll second the motion so that we can discuss it.
Okay.
I second it. Sorry, I just didn't want to, go ahead.
So a resolution can be divided like that, and all you have to do is request that number 52 be
Mike.
divided by hand.
and that's what he did, right? Yeah, that's what he did.
I mean,
All those in favor? Do we have any discussion on that motion? Okay, so it's just a, you want to do a roll call? Okay, voice vote. All those in favor of splitting number 52 into two separate motions, A and B?
aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so 52 passes to be split. So it will be 52 A and B. Okay, any other discussion? Seeing none, do you want me to clarify that the first name will be A, second name will be B, or we'll just assume that, yeah? So 52 will now be A, Christopher McCormick, assistant football, step A, with the stipend of $7,671. And 52B will be Olivia Warnett, head cheerleading, step A, $5,524 stipend. Okay. Seeing no discussion, roll call, please. Mr. Schultz, sorry, this is going to be complicated.
No problem.
Wait, I think we're still in discussion, yes?
I asked if there was any discussion. Would you like to say something, Mrs. Romeo?
This is so many numbers for me. What was that, 52? 52.
Yeah, that was 52.
I would like to say something. As a former cheer coach, I'd like to point out that the assistant football coach is on this agenda to get paid more than the head cheerleading coach. And a head cheerleading coach works 7 days a week. Not full-time hours, but 7 days a week. And the head cheerleading coach, I believe, is our only cheerleading coach. And so I just want to point that out publicly that that's not fair. And I am going to vote, I'm going to just tell you, I am going to vote to hire this football coach. But I would really like some more fairness moving forward in the payment of male and female sports and how many coaches, and really look at what this is. The hours put into being a head cheerleading coach when you sit down is under 25 cents an hour when I did it for the hours I put in for 5 days after work and 2 days on the weekends. So it's just not fair, and I need to point that out. So thank you.
So I did want to point out that these positions are negotiable. It is a negotiable year, and if the WMMA wishes to negotiate different stipends, they are welcome to do that, but these are contractual at this point to be at these amounts. Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out, yeah. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none. Roll call, please, Mr. Schultz.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Yes for all of them.
Mr. Sotovich?
No to 52A, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mrs. Racano?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
All right, bear with me a second here. I have to recuse myself on 27. I'm going to recuse myself on 44. And everything else is a yes.
Mr. Lippy?
No on 52A, yes on everything else.
Mrs. Dwyer?
No on 52A, yes on everything else.
Mrs. Marquardt?
No on 52A, yes to everything else.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes. Operations and Finance, Mr. Lippe.
Under Operations and Finance, I'd like to move numbers 1 through 12.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. On number 9, will the township be reimbursing us for the cost of our bus drivers and overtime?
Yes, that cost is calculated based on overtime, fuel costs, wear and tear on the vehicle. I think it uses our field trip route, so that's included in that cost.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call please, Mr. Schultz.
Mr. Lippy?
Yes.
Mrs. Racano?
Yes.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Sotovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Recuse on 10, yes on everything else.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Yes.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes.
Under Operations Finance, I'd like to move number 13.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please, Mr. Schultz.
Mr. Lippy?
Yes.
Mrs. Racano?
Yes.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Sotovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Recused.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Abstain.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Abstain.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Lippe.
Under Operations and Finance, one last time, numbers 14 through 18, I'd like to move for a vote.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please, Mr. Schultz.
Mr. Lippy?
Yes.
Mrs. Racano?
Yes.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Sotovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Yes.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes. Mr. Sotovich, policy.
I move items 1 through 13 under policy.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please, Mr. Schultz.
Mr. Sotovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mrs. Racano?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Yes.
Mrs. Marquardt?
Yes.
Mr. Lippy?
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes. Mrs. Racano, negotiations.
I move number 1 under negotiations.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please, Mr. Schultz?
Mrs. Rocano?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mrs. Jurgensen?
Yes.
Mr. Lippy?
Yes.
Mr. Satovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mrs. Markward?
Yes.
Mrs. Van Dyke?
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes. Committee reports, liaisons, Parks and Recs, Mrs. Dwyer?
We resume in September.
Safety, Mrs. Rocano and Mrs. Dwyer.
Same sentiment. We have our first meeting of the year in September.
Superintendent's Roundtable, Mrs. Rocano and Mrs. Van Dyke.
Same sentiment. We'll see you in September.
Passaic County School Boards Association, no meetings for the summer, but the first meeting of the school year is scheduled for 9/25. I think I said that last time, just figured I'd say it again. New Jersey School Boards Association, Mr. Satovich.
Thank you, Mrs. Lockwood. So there are two upcoming webinars. The first is on Wednesday, September 11th, titled Developing an Effective In-District Orientation Program for Your New Members. And on Thursday, September 19th, the title of that webinar is New E-Rate Eligibility for Servers, Virtualization, and Cybersecurity. There are virtual trainings for Governance 2, 3, and 4 on Monday, September 16th. Workshop is from October 21st to October 24th. Please contact the board office with the dates that you will be attending workshop so they can make proper arrangements. And the Delegate Assembly, which is the policy-making body of the New Jersey School Boards Association, is scheduled to convene on December 7th, 2024. And resolutions for this meeting must be received at the NJSBA's office by 5 p.m. Thursday, October 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Satovich. Legislative, Mr. Satovich and Mr. Lippin.
Okay. Governor Phil Murphy signed into law a package of bills that aim to improve literacy instruction for elementary students across New Jersey. The new law also calls for universal literacy screening of all K through 3 grade students, twice a year. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. I'll be here for a couple more.
Did you get that answered, Mr. Lippin? No? Is he funding it, Mr. Lippin would like to know. Mr. Satovich, do you know the answer to that? Is he funding it? Is the governor funding the...
We, of course, the people, are funding it, but I believe it's to the tune of $15 million across the state. So, how is it being divided? That
Can I ask a question?
is probably in the sauce of the law itself, but I don't have the...
Standardized testing for K-3 for literacy twice a year, on top of, in excess of what we already have. That's what I'm asking. It was a screening, it's an assessment, so can somebody make sense for it, of it for me?
There's no broadcast in relation to it yet for our guidance.
Okay.
It's a topic at my county meeting on September 27th.
Get ready, hot off the press, right, Mr. Satovich?
I believe our
Prepping them.
iReady diagnostic will meet the expectation. I think we're already good.
Good, that's wonderful. Thanks.
Technology oversight, Mr. Lippin and Mrs. Marquardt.
We did, when I was,
Um,
September.
so, okay, we go September. Oh, okay, that was it.
A lot happening in September. Township Board of Education Joint Committee. There's been no meeting. Any update, Mr. Schultz?
No, I'm going to reach out to the township tomorrow to see if we can set something up probably for September.
Okay, thank
May
you.
I? There is an update, as reported by your local West Milford Messenger. On Wednesday, July 17th, the Township Council approved nearly $1.2 million for capital projects related to the engineering and lighting at Digos Field. That's it.
And that's from the West Milford Messenger.
What?
That's from the West Milford Messenger.
Yes.
Yes. The West Milford Municipal Alliance, Mrs. Van Dyke and Mrs. Jurgensen.
The West Milford Alliance met on Monday, August 12th. They discussed the wellness family workshops. The first one will be on Wednesday, October 2nd at the West Milford Public Library from 6 to 7:30. This workshop is about digital awareness for parents and caregivers and is being presented by New Jersey 4S. The second workshop will be held on Thursday, October 24th, also at the West Milford Public Library, which will be a substance use town hall. Will be featuring various government agencies, local resources, and services to inform our community. The survey for the community input for the opioid settlement funds is available for our community members. There is a QR code for those who are tech savvy, a link to the survey as well as hard copies. This information needs to be in by October 31st so that it can be presented to the town council in November. Any questions, please reach out to Debbie O'Brien at wmma@westmilford.org. West Milford Municipal Alliance will have a table at the Highland Education Foundation Run to Fund on September 22nd and will be at National Night Out on October 1st. Our next meeting will be on Monday, September 9th at 7 p.m. at the West Milford Public Library Conference Room. All meetings are hybrid. I do want to just state that if as community members you would like to fill out that opioid funding survey, it would be wonderful because they're trying to figure out where they should utilize that money, and there's a good amount of money there that they can use.
Thank you. Special Education Parent Advisory Committee, Mrs. Marquardt?
We have the first meeting of the school year tentative for October 16th at 7 p.m. Location to be determined. UGL.
Thank you. Any old business?
Move to close old business?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? New business.
Move to close new business?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public comments. So all speakers will have 5 minutes to speak until a period of 30 minutes transpires. Before speaking, please state your name, group affiliation, and address for the record. Members of the public who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be recognized by the chair. First, after speaking, all speakers are asked to sign the register provided and give their full name, group affiliation, and their address. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. All speakers are expected to have read the statement within the agenda regarding the regulations concerning public comments. Members of the public are reminded that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Anyone signed up to speak, Mr. Schultz?
No, there's not.
Is there anyone that would like to speak?
Move to close.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, there's no need for an executive session.
Move to adjourn.
At 8:54, I'd like to adjourn. Good night.
All those in favor? Any opposed?